Hello and welcome to another one of D's ADD videos. Today we're going to be discussing some trig basics, some terminology and concepts that you should be aware of if you're going to be talking about trig. What is trig? Well, basically what we're doing here is we're looking at angles. Whoa, let's try that again. We're looking at angles, there we go, much better, and their related sides. Well, there's a relationship between these angles and their sides. And when we're discussing angles, first of all, the symbol that I'm going to be using is either that or that. And there's always going to be an initial leg where it starts and then a terminal leg where it ends. Okay? Trig is going to be found in most of your upper level classes, those of you that are engineers or taking any higher level math. So make sure you learn this stuff well, okay? It's going to show up over and over again. I can't tell you how many people trip up on this stuff. So just take your time and learn it right from the beginning. So what do we do here? Well, we start here at 0 degrees, and each quadrant is 90 degrees. You add 90 degrees until we get back to the beginning, but now, since we've done a full revolution, that's 360 degrees, okay? The quadrants are as follows. The first quadrant is here, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, quadrant 4, and we are going to go clockwise whenever we're doing positive angles, and then counterclockwise when we're doing negative angles. So what does it mean when we're looking for coterminals? Well, a coterminal is two coterminal angles share the same terminal leg. They end up at the same place. So, for instance, we can go 90 and 450, which is 360, plus another 90. They both end up right here. Oops, sorry. They both end up right here. Whereas another example would be this 270 starting at 0 going this way, and negative 90 both end up at this spot right here. So they're coterminals. Okay? Hopefully you understand what that is. Now, degrees is not the way we typically measure angles. Radian is more convenient, and basically what we're dealing with here is whenever we have a central angle is an angle that starts in the origin. Okay, so we have some angle that starts here, and this is 0 point, and you go, let's say, 60 degrees in that direction. Okay, that angle I just created is a central angle because it goes through the origin, and if I pick some fixed radius, let's say 4, now I've created an arc length. Okay, so whenever you take the arc length, so in this case it would just be looking at this arc length right there, and if we took S and divided it by this R, we have the way we get our radian measures. And usually it's denoted by something pi, like 2 pi is equal to 360, or for instance pi is 180, or pi over 3 would be 60. How am I able to convert to degrees or convert to radians? Well, there are a couple little formulas that help you out with that. Okay, anytime you want to go from a degree to a radian, you use this formula here. Take your degree multiply it by 108, pi over 180, and you get your radians. If you want to go from radians to degrees, take your radian measure, whatever pi, or pi over 3, and multiply it by 180 over pi. And that's how I got that 60 from pi over 3. Okay? So these are some trig basics that you will need to know. Once you get familiar with these, you can go on to look at the 6 trigonometric basic functions we deal with, and their measures and their reference angles and stuff like that. So that would be a whole nother video. So make sure you check that out. Practice converting to radians and degrees and get an idea of what's going on here, you know, with the basic terminology, clockwise versus counterclockwise. Anything above 360, you just keep going round and around like that 450 angle. But that's basically it. So I hope I've clarified any confusion that you might have here. So practice, practice, practice. And thank you and have a nice day.